The shocking thing to me was to learn that the children who were left orphaned didn't live in orphanages because there are no orphanages there. A group of children live alone together in these little huts where they used to live with their families, their mothers and fathers who have died from AIDS. Now they're alone and they're fending for themselves.
There could be from 5 to 15 children living in this home. The oldest one, however old that is, could be 10 or 15, is responsible for all the younger children. When we started getting the water system completed, God just led us from one thing into the other, and we says we need to build a feeding center, a community type center where the children could come and be fed and be assured of a meal, at least one meal a day. We started talking about a feeding center, and the first that church came up with a donation that was equal to the quote that we had got to build the feeding center. And one of the major contributors said, go build your feeding center tomorrow. So within a week I was on the plane going back to Kenya. In that particular year I went back to Kenya 4 times in the calendar year to get this feeding center, which finally was built. We started wondering, how are we actually going to be able to cook the food for all of these kids? We got this great building that is coming together. Now remember, we have no electricity out where we're at. There's very little firewood. The other option is charcoal, which is way too expensive. It's very unhealthy for people to use. And then there's some propane gas that you can have trucked in, but that is completely unrealistic. And so we started doing a little research into solar ovens. Within 6 weeks, we had the entire amount of money raised, including the shipping to make it over to Kenya. And so we ordered the oven. We had it shipped. This oven is so big it will cook 1,200 meals a day. It will cook 270 loaves of bread a day. There's nothing that wears out on it. The average life expectancy is 25 years. It's very simple to use. And now we have a system that will cook as many meals as we need to cook for these children, and it costs absolutely nothing to maintain. Well, the connections with ASI, really, I don't think that we could quantitate how much they have done for our program. I think our first exposure to the national convention, we were just really highly impressed that here was a whole organization of people that were on fire, that had a passion for what they were doing.
When we joined ASI, it gave us a whole new view of our business and the potential that we had in our business of sharing Christ with the people that come through the doors.
We saw what was going on in the local state chapter. We go, wow, this is pretty good. We like